For today's video, I am gonna be doing a little bit more thrift flipping, upcycling, whatever you wanna call it, of stuff that I bought or thrifted that just needs a little bit of extra pizzazz before I can really wear it to its full potential. And so instead of like donating it, giving it away, whatever, I have decided to make little changes myself. So things like cutting, cropping. We're gonna try a little bit of like hemming kind of today. And hopefully this will encourage you to take a little bit of extra time and just be more intentional with the things in your closet, which is something that I myself am working on. Hello. And maybe if you have a pile of stuff that you've been meaning to work through, we can do this together, you know? Grab it, grab your scissors, grab your craft supplies, whatever it may be. And we're gonna go on a little journey of like upcycling slash thrift flipping today. So let's do it. All right, so here on my workspace desk today, we have my pile of clothes, which I mentioned. We have my little kind of like supplies box. We have a mini sewing kit. We have some hemming web stuff. I don't know. We have my scissors. They're not craft scissors and they're not fabric scissors, okay? Fight with your mom in the comments. I'm sorry. It's gonna be okay. We have some ribbon, we have some scrap fabric, we have some bows, we have all sorts of stuff. So starting off, I really wanna do some like cutting and cropping first. That's where I feel the most pulled. So starting off, right at the top, we have this pair of jorts that I thrifted recently. These were like a $5 pair of jorts from the men's section. They are Wrangler's brand. They're a beautiful kind of like light to medium wash denim, and I love them. However, sometimes with these types of inseam on shorts, like this kind of rough, like non-cut off type of short, does that make sense? It's just rough on my inner thighs. It's just not my favorite look. It always folds up and that pisses me off, let me tell you. So I want to keep this like a long pair of jorts, but I also want to crop it and make it just like really, really frayed. So I know I've done this in my last like upcycling thrift flipping video, but I want it to be a lot more frayed. So I have like a seam ripper in my tool kit, what's it called? My sewing kit, and I have some scissors and stuff like that. And then we'll let the washer do the rest of the work, but I'm gonna cut these up kind of haphazardly, okay? It's gonna be fine. It always turns out great. It's all good. And then we'll keep on trucking through the rest of this pile. So let's get our scissors and get down to business. I don't want to lose too much length on these because I honestly really like the length of them. I just want them to be maybe an inch shorter and then really, really, really frayed. So the work is mostly going to be the fraying, like by hand type of thing, as opposed to the cutting. Okay, I think I'm going to go in a little bit of an upward angle because I like when shorts have like a slight taper, not the super long ones, but it'll just be like a very like slight taper, and then maybe a tiny little slit on the sides, although these are already baggy. So maybe actually what I'll do is just cut them, wash them, see how I feel, and then if they need little slits on the sides, I'll do that. It's just like extra thigh room, you know what I mean? Sorry, I told you, we're just going for it. So let's cut these babies up. I'm cutting about an inch, I would guess. This is so satisfying. These cut great. These little kitchen scissors, come on, it's fine. So they look extremely straight across and not frayed at all. And granted, the washer will do a ton of this work, but I'm just gonna start with like a little bit of hand fraying. I'm just kind of like grabbing the seam and ripping it. This is gonna take a while. And if you go kind of against the direction of the seam, it helps a lot too. Also heard people talk about using your scissors. I don't know if this is like gonna work that well, but kind of like taking your scissors and going against the seam like that as well. Kind of like this, but that's not really doing much for me. So we're gonna bring out our little sewing kit, and there's a seam ripper in here. I used to do this all the time back in like high school, in my early 20s, and it's just super easy. You just take this little guy and you're just taking the seam ripper and just picking along the seam and kind of like pulling it as you go. It's a lot easier to do with two hands when you're not filming it, but kind of going in, and then on the inside as well, you can see it a little bit easier, and like sort of pulling these all out and letting the fray begin, but not the band, the jeans. This is also something that I used to do a lot when I was like binge watching an episode of a show. Like when you have a lot more time to to sit there and pick. Like the more time you take and really get in there and kind of rip things apart, it's gonna look a lot better. Like the more work you do before it gets in the wash, basically, the more frayed it'll be. All right, so here we have it. This is how frayed we are to start with. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing on the other side. And then I'm gonna throw these in the wash and let the wash do the rest of the work for us. I'm not gonna bore you with doing the other side, but I'm gonna repeat the exact same thing, and then we're gonna throw these in the washing machine and then check on them. Let's see how it goes. All right, and here is how they turned out. I think they're so cute. They're really frayed, which is what I wanted, and they're only gonna get better with time. I think they're the perfect length for what it is that I'm looking for like this specific look, but I do think I probably will go in and add some little slits on the sides, or I don't know. Let me know what you think I should do. But I think they're so cute. Like they're a lot better to me, in my opinion, than what they started with. And it's just such a simple, easy, quick little change. It took me 2 minutes, and like, look at them. They're so cute. I wanna like go out and do something now in this outfit. This is so adorable. And honestly, I can search far and wide for the best baggy, kind of like perfect cutoff denim shorts, but nothing will beat a $5 pair of jeans from the thrift store. And that's just facts, you know what I mean? These are amazing. I love them. All right, next up in the pile, we have a couple t-shirts that I want to cut. This one's really simple. It's just an AC/DC tee that I got in a mystery thrift box. It's not my favorite, but like it's fine. And I do think that the style of t-shirt is fine. Like it's a little bit oversized at the bottom. So I think I'm gonna leave that part alone. And really, I just want to cut the top. I do this to a lot of my t-shirts, and I just like the way it looks better. It's sort of like an off the shoulder thing. I have so many t-shirts that are just normal, like t-shirt, you know, crew neck type of vibes, but I also like having some that just have a little bit more of like a, I don't know, an interest in the décolleté area. I'm gonna take my same scissors. I'm literally just gonna go across the collar the same way I did before. This is exactly how I do it in my other videos, and I'm just going basically right along the collar, because you definitely don't want to make this too wide. I have made the mistake many times before of cutting it way too wide, and then suddenly it's like hanging down to here, and it's just not cute. Boom. Perfect. Then I just like pull this taut, and voila, it's pretty much done. Look at her, she's gorgeous. All right, and this is how it turned out. I really like it. Like, it's so much better. This is to me more of a, I mean, jeans are fine, but more of like a leggings type of t-shirt. But either way, I really, really like what it's done with the shirt. I just think it's added a little bit of interest and more of like a kind of fun, flirty silhouette. You know, you can wear it all sorts of different ways, but I just love this like open neck thing, as you will see throughout this video. And I just think that that made this shirt that much cooler. And I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Like, it's so cute. My new favorite t-shirt. Who knew? That's all I had to do. Just cut off the collar. Love it. 10 out of 10. This Ashley Simpson t-shirt I've been meaning to cut since I got it. Now, okay, I did get sent this shirt, and who is that? Like, what is this graphic? What is happening? It doesn't look like her at all. It's a little scary. But they sent me a refund. They asked if I wanted another one. I was like, no, it's okay. I guess they refunded everybody because the, I don't know, graphic got messed up in the printing process. So I like this shirt, but it's just a bit long, a bit oversized. So I think I'm gonna try a method that I saw people doing on TikTok several months ago, where you kind of cut little slits up the side of your shirt. So I do think you cut the bottom seam off, you cut a little bit of a slit on the sides, and then I probably will cut some of the sleeve off as well, maybe? I'm gonna try to make it as even as possible, but it's me. So I'm gonna cut off maybe like 2 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to try, keyword being try, to go as straight across as possible. I know there are methods for this. You can definitely, you know, use like a little mat or use a tool or whatever it is, but you can also just use your scissors, and it's truly not that deep. Okay, there we go. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing I did before and just go along the seam and kind of pull it taut so that if there's any little jagged bits, they will just kind of curl in. And that's always just a really nice way to hide your work. It's already looking like a little bit of a better shape. Now I'm gonna go to the side here. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I'm winging it here, okay? It's kind of awkward to do while you're trying to show what you're doing on camera. Okay, so I went up about 3 inches, 2.5. Do the same thing on this side. Okay. There we have it. We have our little flaps. I feel like this is especially for curvy girls, mid-size, plus-size girls, like just people who want a little bit more of like a flowy kind of vibe to their t-shirt if the t-shirt is a little bit tighter around the hips and like the butt and the stomach. So fingers crossed for that. And now I think I am gonna leave the collar the same because I do have one more collar that I want to cut off next. You know what? I'm gonna leave the sleeves for now. I think I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna do the bottom. We're gonna wash it with everything else. But I have a pretty good feeling about that one. Like, I think that one's gonna be cute. Okay, for this one, I'm like unsure because I don't know if I did the slit high enough. I feel like the other people that I had seen do it, the slit was like, it was like a flap in the front. But also I kind of like it like this too. So I mean, again, this is like a pajama lounge around the house type of shirt. I don't really think this is like a going out and about type of shirt, but I do feel like it made it a lot more wearable with bike shorts. It made it looser at the bottom, which is again what I'm looking for. That's like a top priority for me for comfort. It just kind of made it a little looser and flowier because of the slit. So I, again, may increase it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what tips you have for me. I do also think it's a little bit crooked the way I cut it, but that's okay. We can fix that. And I like it. I think that I'll wear it a lot more like this now than I would have the other way because it wasn't doing much for me in the other form, in her previous form. So I like it. The last thing we are gonna cut is this sweatshirt, again, that I got in a mystery thrift box. Because this is like a straight up, you know, vintage from the 80s or 90s, it feels so weird to call 90s vintage, but anyways. It is definitely an older kind of sweatshirt, and the cut, it shows. When I put it on, it just feels really, really tight around like my stomach, butt, hips area. So I thought that maybe I would do a similar thing to what I did in another upcycling video with another sweatshirt, but I love the way it turned out. So I'm essentially going to cut the bottom off of this sweatshirt to make it like slightly more cropped, nothing crazy, but just so that it's more open and loose on the bottom. And then again, cut the collar off of the top because I just like the way it looks, you know? Sue me. And we will just cut right along the bottom here. I'm like ever so slightly pulling this taut because I don't want there to be super duper jagged pieces because this sweatshirt isn't like super stretchy. So I don't think that same method of like pulling on the seam on the bottom will work as well. There we go. I mean, it's a pretty good cut on the bottom, I will say. And then we'll move it around and we'll do the same thing on the collar. This sweatshirt being a little bit more rigid is really kind of working well for me. Okay, I'm just gonna pull on these just a little bit. Once again, going in the wash, so let's check back in and see how it fits now. I think I'm gonna like it a lot better, and it's gonna be much more of that kind of like 80s vibe that already is apparent in the graphic, but now in like the fit of it as well. So it'll be really cute. I mean, yeah, it comes as no surprise that I love this. I will say I probably will crop it just ever so slightly more, but I don't know, it's really cute. It fits a lot more loose around this section, which is what I wanted. It's just kind of more of like that baggy sort of look. I think it's cute. I mean, for a mystery thrift box sweatshirt that I otherwise probably would have donated, I feel like this gives me another way to wear it. And it's just something different than my everyday, just like crew neck sweatshirt. So I think it's kind of cute. It is very 80s. It plays into the whole graphic, like I said, and just kind of adds to the whole aesthetic of it all. Oh my God, I just had a thought. Wouldn't it be funny if I had like some windbreaker pants with this? I mean, that'd kind of be a costume, but also kind of a vibe. But I love this. I love the way it turned out. I just think it's so cute, and I feel like I'm gonna reach for it a lot more now, which is exactly what I'm going for this video. All right, now we've had our iron here this whole time. It's very hot and ready to go, and we're gonna move on to this little thing. Now, this is a shirt that I think I've had for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. I got it when I did a Abercrombie fitting room try on, and I just fell in love with this gorgeous top, and I love it, but for some reason, the like front seam of the top flips upward and it just stays that way. And like I can't get it to not do that. And so when I wear it, I'm constantly like tucking it in and just trying to make sure that it's not showing, and it's really ugly and annoying. And I looked into a bunch of different ways to resolve this. I was like, maybe I could cut it, but then you would see bits of fraying if I cut it. I was like, maybe I could sew it down or have it sewn down, and then you'd see like a seam from the thread. So I feel like I may regret this, but after doing my research, there is like hemming, like iron-on hemming that you can do. So I purchased this, which is called hemming web, and essentially you take this roll and you lay it underneath where you need to be secured and hemmed and all of that, and then you iron it, and it kind of just like glues the fabric together, and that's really what I'm looking for. So I'm kind of nervous. It looks a little suspicious, but we're gonna find out how it works together. So I'm going to lay the top down flat like this. Actually, I'm gonna put it inside out. That's probably for the best. I'm gonna lay this down, and basically in this area right here is where I need to lay the hemming web. And then I'm gonna iron on top of it. I'm gonna follow these instructions exactly, which says for approximately 50 to 60 seconds, I'm supposed to iron this. It truly is like a little web. So, okay, let me cut the piece that I need. So cut it to about here. Gorgeous. And fold it over. This is kind of tedious. Who designed this shirt? It's just, it makes no sense. Okay, I'm gonna start with this half right here. We're gonna bring in our iron. We're gonna hold this down for 50. That scares me. I'm scared. Oh God. It smells interesting. Easy now. Should I have put a towel underneath this on second thought? Yeah, I should have, but that's okay. It's fine. It like is sticking. Okay, I'm gonna let it cool, but I'm just gonna run over it like one last time just to make sure. This is quite literally all I wanted. Like I just wanted this thing to freaking stay down. Okay, now we're gonna repeat same thing on the other side while trying not to mess that up. So wish me luck. Okay, so it's looking pretty sturdy, but I'm gonna go set it aside, let it cool down for at least 15 minutes, and then hopefully this will have resolved my issue, but it's like, it's on there. It's not going anywhere. I'm so excited. Yay! Okay, here we have it. It's done, it's cooled, it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. I feel like this was the perfect solution. I will keep you guys updated with how well this holds up, you know, with washing and all of that. I love the way it turned out. I think it's exactly how I want this tank top to fit, and now I can freaking wear this tank top. It's just like those little changes that make such a tiny, tiny difference, but to me make all the world of difference, you know? And I have reached for this tank top, I can't even tell you how many times, and then I've been like, oh no, the freaking front does the flippy thing, and now I don't have to worry about it. It's exactly as it intended. I mean, come on! How fun is this? New favorite tank top. I mean, it kind of already was my favorite, but now I'm gonna actually get to wear it and have it really be my favorite, and I love it. Okay, next up we have this plain white tee. I've actually been wanting to try this for a little while. This may not work, but we'll see. But we're gonna try kind of like an Oddly, the brand Oddly inspired t-shirt where I cut out different letters, numbers, whatever from scrap fabric and then sew them onto a white tee. So here it is. This is just my Hollister white tee that I've had forever. It's one of my faves. And then I have this little pack of scrap fabric that is just so cute. And I sorted through and I picked out what I think are like 4 of my favorites. Because I think what I want to do is a shirt that says 1987. That's the year I was born, and that just sounds very cute. So I'm like, I'm tempted by these red stars. These are very cute, but I don't want to give too much like 4th of July energy, you know? I'm going to lightly sketch with my pencil these numbers backwards on this fabric and then cut them out, but I don't think the like perfect clean cut kind of vibe is what I'm going for this, so it'll be fine. Just gonna do my best. It's a 1. It's so cute and wonky. I will cut a little bit off of this side, but it's so cute. Okay, obsessed. Okay, I've got everything pinned down. Honestly, this is not gonna be professional. This is just gonna be, you know, me doing my best. So, here we go. Okay, I took a little break to gather my thoughts, and I did in fact cut out some webbing, and I'm just gonna iron it because I can't be bothered. If you want to have proof that I did sew, in my last little upcycling thrift flipping video, I did in fact sew these little rosettes onto this very gorgeous sweater, and it was a blast. So if you want to see me sew, maybe watch that one. But we're ironing for this. I'm tired, okay? Here we go. I did pre-cut all of the webbing before I turned on the camera because no one wants to see that. That's boring. Is this working? I mean, it's covered. Whoa! I think it's working. I'm excited. I'm gonna do like 10 more seconds. I'm gonna hold it this way. I don't know if this is doing anything. I mean, I think it looks cute. That's exactly what I wanted. So let's let this cool for 15 minutes. We'll see how it turns out. But I'm thinking it's pretty cute. And I could have saved a lot of time if I had just done it this way to begin with. I mean, yeah, it's perfect. I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. I didn't mean for it to be so identical to the Oddly tees, but also it's fine. It's a DIY. I made it here at home by myself. I didn't have to pay $100 for it, so I love that. I used materials that I already had and clothes that I already had, so I'm thrilled with it. I feel like this is a perfect way to end it. I was gonna keep going and do like an embroidered sweatshirt, and honestly, I don't have that in me today, and neither do you. This video is probably already long as it is, so we'll save that for the next one, and maybe I'll do a little more practicing with my sewing until then. Probably not. I'm gonna be honest, but maybe. We'll see. But as far as this goes, like, this is just exactly what I wanted. Like, look at this outfit. It's so cute. And maybe sometime in the future I can learn how to sew these on properly, but in the meantime I feel like this is a perfect solution, at least a temporary solution, and I couldn't be happier with it. Like, look at how cute this t-shirt is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. If you want to keep seeing more of these videos, definitely let me know in the comments below. I would love to keep doing them for you. And if you have any other requests in general, definitely leave them in a comment. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.